Hey guys, what is up? This is Matt Davis of the Movie over here. Remember my last video crappy gameplays, right to Hell Retribution? That wasn't the only time I played it. I wanted to try to finish this game up until the very end. And I did. So, here we go. Ride to Hell Retribution 1%. This game sucks. I got this from Amazon for $10, less than $10, and it was new. There's another version on Amazon that's $45. That was pretty damn lucky, but this movie doesn't even deserve a fucking penny. This game is known to be one of the worst games of all time for good reason. This is a glitchy, uninspired mess of a fucking game. This game was in development hell for 5 years, since 2008, and then got officially released in 2013. Same year as The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5, Zelda A Link Between Worlds, Deadpool the video game, and Batman Arkham Origins, I think. All those are gorgeous looking games. Hell, even Deadpool had some really interesting looking graphics. The graphics in this game are so bad. They look like, I mean, if this game was released like in 2001 or 2002, then I wouldn't be complaining about the graphics that much. But it was released in 2013. Nearly 4 years. 4 years, and seriously, I couldn't find a single copy of this game anywhere else. I didn't see it anywhere at GameStops or any stores or Second and Charles or any antique shops. I only got this online. And yeah, this is one of the worst pieces of shit I ever shoved or put into a game console, took a controller, and played it. There are so many things wrong about this game. In the beginning of the game, it has no explanation whatsoever. The beginning to it has no story on what's happening. You're just this guy. In the first 10 seconds of the game, you're on a turret section, then you're beating some guy up, then you're shooting another guy in the head for no reason. So, apparently, this guy named Jake, he was in the war and of course comes home to his brother and uncle, and pretty much like 5 minutes into the game or 10 minutes into the game and he dies. Gee, kind of like Sarah from The Last of Us. Except, yeah, I felt something right here when Sarah died. And I didn't even hear that she died in the game. The first time I played that game, I just played it and, oh my god, she died. I did not know that was going to happen. But yeah, his death wasn't even... Here's the thing. The sound and dialogue is so bad that throughout the game, there's just no music throughout. Like, there's just music just too loud that you can't even hear what the characters are saying that much. It's supposed to be like an open world cinematic experience, but no. Once you leave the world that you're in, it tells you to turn around and go back to where you were. Seriously, if you go out of Dead End, which is the hometown of Jake, then once you go all the way back there, it takes you back to the corner. Like, really, there are so many glitches in this game. Like, this one part in the game when I was riding a motorcycle, which I'll get into the motorcycle sequences in a minute. There's this one scene where I'm just riding the motorcycle, just riding through it. Okay, before I get into that, there are so many driving sequences throughout this game. And they are just so bad and so horrendous looking that they are hard to control. Well, not really hard, just awkward to control. Like, that's another thing. The controls. In order to, if you want to sprint, you have to press the RB button. And really, who uses sprint on an RB button? And there's only 2 buttons to beat motherfuckers up. And when you beat people up, it goes into like a Batman Arkham style, like when Batman beats people up in the Batman Arkham games. Like, it tells you to hit this button and that button. Yeah. How original. Oh my fucking god. Who made this game? Who thought this was a good idea? Anyways, the glitches. There are so many throughout. Like, there's this one glitch where I'm just... Okay, now let's get into the driving sequences. Every time you slow down and crash into something, it starts you fall... Okay, it damages you, and it fades to black and takes you back like 20 feet away from where you were. Every time you stop, it takes you further back. Every time you die, or in the... The controller is so bad that the fighting mechanics, you have to... It tells you which button to push. And, yeah. Once you die by getting hit multiple times in the driving sequences, you blow up. There are explosions throughout this game. I feel like I'm playing a game that was made by Michael Bay. In fact, this game feels like a Michael Bay video game. You wanna know why? Because we're getting into the cutscenes now. Guess what happens in the cutscenes? You wanna know what happens a lot in this game? There is a lot of sex in this game, but it is the most awkward and cruel looking sex scenes in video game history. At least The Witcher and God of War and Grand Theft Auto, at least their sex scenes weren't dumb and ridiculous, unlike the sex scenes in this piece of shit. They're dry humping scenes. Every time you save a woman from being raped or murdered by a guy, immediately it fades to black. And she has sex with you immediately. Immediately. While a cheesy porn music is going on. And it's the same music in every single sex scene. They're going, like, she's going like... And they're all fully clothed. They're fully clothed. Yeah. This reminds me of Michael Bay. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Bay makes a movie out of this. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Because this game's a piece of shit. I hate it. Oh my god. Alright, now that one glitch I was telling you about. There's a glitch where you drive into a... I was driving into a truck, and then it faded to black, but before it did, I fell through the ground. Really. The AI, plus, when you're shooting people, the camera is so stiff that it's really hard to control the angle. There are characters that you do not give a shit about. There are so many enemies in this game that are just stupid. And there's this one, like, it takes like 15 or 20 hits just to hit one guy. The easiest way is to either blow them up or shoot him in the head. And it's pretty damn hard to shoot him in the head. Every time you shoot someone in the head, it goes into a slow motion zone. Like, yeah, classic. yeah, speaking of which, every time a guy gets shot, or someone gets stabbed, there's no wounds. Nobody is wounded or chopped up. We don't see anyone. Like, there's this one part of the game where you put a guy's head through a fan, and his head's not chopped up. It's fully there. And when you're slicing people up, like, really, what the hell? At least in the new Doom game, they're wounded. Right? When Doom Guy kills people, they're wounded. And hell, The Last of Us also. And my God, there's also a glitch where you can run through a door, and there's just so many glitches throughout the game that I have to restart the checkpoints over and over again because they were just working so bad. And the driving mechanics and fighting mechanics are so bad. And there's this character that there's this enemy that's frustrating as hell to kill. He's wearing a Jason hockey mask. He's kind of like Jason from Friday the 13th. Really. And there's this one guy called Pretty Boy that you have to fight. And guess what? He looks like Two-Face. Like, really, his scar is on the left side of his face, just like Two-Face from Batman. It's supposed to be Two-Face. What's he doing in this game? And, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Oh man, I can go on with this all day. Yeah, and you can upgrade you can get new weapons in the game, you can customize your bike, and all that shit. But it's just, there's so many cutscenes in this movie. Let me talk about the main character in this game. Jake. Yeah. Guess what? He is one of the this character right here is probably one of the worst video game characters I've ever played as. Like, every time, like, when we first see that the police are dropping spikes while he's riding, he goes, like, in a wimpy face, like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm so scared. What am I supposed to... Is this guy supposed to be a badass or something? What kind of a badass kills innocent people for no reason? Like, there's this one scene where he has to kill a bunch of innocent truckers, steal their truck, and go to this factory just to kill another innocent guy. And he has to go to the factory to kill a bunch of innocent people to kill this other innocent person. I'm surprised this guy doesn't even die at the end. John Marston didn't deserve to die in Red Dead Redemption. John Marston didn't deserve to die in Red Dead Redemption. That was a depressing death. Why does this... And besides, John Marston wasn't a bad guy to begin with. In fact, this game kind of follows the same plot as Red Dead Redemption. Like, you know how you're being hit a little bit and there's blood all over the screen, and when you die, yeah. That's what happens in this game! That's what happens in this game! Which they took from Red Dead Redemption! It also takes in a Western type world, except there's no Western music. There's gas stations, so it's not really a Western game at all. But it feels like it's in the desert, that's for sure. But you know, a guy returning to his family, a guy or kind of like in Red Dead Redemption. You know, this follows a little bit like Red Dead Redemption, except Red Dead Redemption was in 2010, and that had much better graphics. It had much better graphics. The graphics in this are so muddy and so awful that... Jesus Christ. I can't believe I actually made it to the end of this game because I just wanted to get to the end, so I wanted to think about it anymore because I had to talk about this. I had to. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know what the fuck. And this game was going to be up for a franchise too. But apparently, the game was so bad, it got a 1.7 on IMDb. That's less than Sonic 06. The hell, that's even less than E.T. for the Atari. Yeah, but shit, there was something else I was gonna say too. Like seriously, the facial expressions are just so awkward looking. This is a awkward looking game. And the AI, oh, you didn't think I was going to forget about this. The AI in this game is so bad. You got characters just walking sideways or back and forth or just glitching up a little bit. And they just run into you like fucking idiots, or they just run into walls and stuff like that. And you know, they're just so bad that I can't even control my angle and where I'm trying to shoot because the control is so stiff that I don't even, it would be a lot better if it had an auto aim, but it doesn't have an auto aim. It has, you have to control your aim. Like really, at least they don't have to do that in Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, in Uncharted 4 or all the Uncharted games, especially Uncharted 4, they have auto aim. I like it when games have auto aim. When modern games have auto aim. Sure, the new Doom game doesn't have auto aim, but hell, when it's used, I wish it would have been a lot better if this game had auto aim, but it doesn't have auto aim. Like, why does this game? And it has a story that just goes nowhere. It is so dull, and some of the levels are hard, some of the levels are easy. Like, it just pissed me off so much. I was dying multiple times, and it just pissed me off because the AI is so horrible, because the characters are so dumb as hell, and really, why is this character just kills everyone he sees? He kills every single one he sees. Why does he kill everybody? This guy is a total unlikable prick. Everybody just... oh my god. I can't even get over those sex scenes. They're the most terrifying... They make the room sex scenes look amazing. It makes them look gorgeous. Because... I don't understand. Why did they put this in the game? I want to know who thought it was a good idea to make this game. This game was going to be canceled, and it was delayed. It should have been canceled, because this game is a piece of shit. This game is a piece of shit. This game is a piece of shit. Like, so many... Like, there's also racing levels. There's racing levels in this game that are just so... The controls are just so bad, like you can duck under, you know, trucks that are in the way, big ass trucks that are in the way, and you can use it when you're not trying to dodge trucks. Like, you can go like, The controls are just so sloppy. They just, like, every single biker, once you shoot a biker, like, there's shooting mechanics in this game during the biker levels, and they're so hard to aim at, they're so hard to shoot that... But every time you do shoot him, and every time you beat someone off their bike, they just blow up for no fucking reason. Like, what the fuck? And there's so many, like... Oh my god, I can't believe this. It took me 2 days to play this game. It took me 2 days to finish this game. Oh, this game is so bad, you guys. There's much more to it, that there's just so much more. I don't even think I can take much more of this, because this game is so horrible. This makes Aliens Colonial Marines look great. Hell, you know what? This is worse than Aliens Colonial Marines. It's worse than Aliens Colonial Marines. This is one of the worst games I've ever played, and I feel embarrassed to even have it in my collection. I might sell it soon, I don't know. I'm not gonna break it, because it costs money, but... I'm not sure if I would if it was for free, but I'm just thankful that I don't have to play this game ever again. Oh my god. What is there more to say about this game? It is a stupid action adventure biking game with terrible controls, and oh yeah, there's also time limits in this game too. Time limits that are frustrating as hell because of the bad controls. Like, really, just. Also, there's just one part in the game where, you know, the guy that looks like God, he has a beard and hair that looks like he's God. You think you're God? Are you trying to put God in the game? Well, guess what? That's not God. He literally says there's a giant, you know, explosion going on, and he's the guy Mac. He's just like, what the hell happened? And then Shake randomly just goes, ah. Why did he say that? What did he say that? Like, this dialogue in this game is so bad, they don't even know what the fuck to say. They don't know what to fucking say in this game. Nobody knows what to say in this game. And this game is on a pretty low budget, actually. I wouldn't call it an indie game or anything like that, or anything like that, but yeah. I gotta say, this is one of the worst third-person shooters ever. Yeah, it's a third-person shooter, and it's a fighting game. Like, there's this one part of the game where you fight some asshole pricks just to beat the shit out of them. I don't know why. But there are just racing levels that are just so bad. This is a piece of trash, guys. I feel bad to anyone who has to play this shit game. I don't know what they were thinking, what they were doing, why, who was smoking pot, who made these. All I can say is, fuck Fried to Hell Retribution. 1%. I bet the 1% is the percentage of how many people actually like this game. Or how much it sold. Because the 1%, some people just call it Right to Hell. Some people just call it Right to Hell Retribution. Not a lot of people say 1%. What does the 1% even mean? What, like, if there's a sequel, they're just gonna call it Right to Hell Retribution 2%? Or Right to Hell whatever 2%? Well, guess what? The game failed. It was a failure. I mean, really, who? Oh my god. Oh my god. This piece of... This game gets a 0 out of 5. It is one of the worst pieces of shit I have ever played in my life. I cannot stand just... Every time when I pick out a game, I'll have to look at this travesty, unless I can hide it somewhere, or unless I can give it to someone. But all I gotta say is, fuck Right to Hell Retribution, 1%. 1%. 1% of what? 1% of ass suckage? No, 100% of ass suckage, because this game sucks ass. This game can kiss my ass. Ugh, my god. 20 minutes. Over 20 minutes I'm talking about this piece of shit game. I mean, there's just so much. Guys, do not play this game whatsoever. It's just a waste of time. Not like a good time waster game like Tetris or anything like that. It is a waste of time because you'll never get 2 days or 1 day of your life back, or you won't get any time of your life back from playing the shit game. From playing this shit game. This game. Fuck it to hell. Right to Hell Retribution can go to hell for all I care. Fuck this game. Fuck it. Alright, that is all that I have to say. Now, I will never have to deal with this game ever again, and I will see you guys later. Word out.